अगर कोई विषय है उस पर अपनी बात भी रखते हैं, और बात हमने की है, कांग्रेस अध्यक्षा जी से भी बात की है, कांग्रेस के नेतृत्व से बात की है, उस संगठन के हित में कि कैसे हम अपनी पार्टी को मजबूत करें।
He is more vocal against Congress, but he is utterly local to our adversary BJP party.
Hello everyone, you're watching News Epicenter with me, Maria Shakil. The old guard of the Congress, once key faces of the party in Delhi and top ministers in the UPA regime have now launched what they say is an ideological war against the Congress's top brass, coming just weeks ahead of the party's critical fight in 5 battlegrounds. After their show of strength in Jammu, where they highlighted the Congress's persistent political weakness, this group has now trained its guns at the battleground state of Bengal, where the party is struggling to hold a three-way alliance with the left and the Indian Secular Front, led by controversial and influential cleric Abbas Siddiqui, with all sides still not seeing eye to eye, which was also evident at their rally in Kolkata. Anand Sharma, who was passed over for the top opposition post in the Rajya Sabha after Ghulam Nabi Azad's exit, has said the union with the ISF militates against the core ideology of the Congress and Gandhian and Nehruvian secularism, which forms the soul of the party. He said these issues need to be approved by the Congress Working Committee, but Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary, who is the face of the Congress in Bengal, has said the alliance has been approved by the party's top brass, and questioning the leadership will only bolster the BJP. Other Congress leaders have called on the G8 to end their campaign and unite behind the party against the BJP, still not cracking the whip as the G8's action, what many say, is shifting from dissent to anti-party activities. As the third front tries to form a formidable political force against the TMC and the BJP, is this war in the Congress truly an ideological one? One which is versus pure political calculation is what many say, or simply a fight for space by a group of veterans and Sonia Gandhi loyalists who have been sidelined by the new guard loyal to Rahul Gandhi. The Congress has always pitched itself as the custodian of secularism. But can it truly make that pitch as it makes political deals in its fight for survival? Let me bring in my guests now. I'm going to begin with you, Professor Gaurav Vallabh. I'm looking at these alliances in poll-bound states. In Assam, Congress has allied with Badruddin Ajmal. In West Bengal, Congress has allied with Abbas Siddiqui. In Kerala, Congress has allied with the Indian Union Muslim League. What exactly is the message you are trying to send?
Maria, I will give you the answer, but there is a counter question to this. What message BJP was giving when they had an alliance in Kolkata, when they had formed a government with Muslim League, when Shyama Prasad Mukherjee became the deputy CM? What message BJP was trying to give when in the Nagpur, the corporation election, they had formed the board with the help of Indian Union Muslim League? What message, Maria, BJP was trying to give when they had formed the government in Jammu and Kashmir with an alliance with the Mehbooba Mufti, and immediately after the oath ceremony, the chief minister in front of Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji had thanked Pakistan and the Pakistan people for the election. What exactly we want to say on this? I am now responding to your question that right now in Bengal, we are contesting this election in a left-led alliance. We are an important and integral component of that alliance. Out of 294 assembly seats, we are going to contest the election at 92 assembly seats. Issue is that INC got its full seats, the Congress got its full seat, left front had allocated from their
Professor Gaurav Vallabh, the alliance has a partner who is dissociating himself from you. Abbas Siddiqui is saying that this is not an alliance with the Congress party. He is also fielding candidates, not fielding candidates, in fact, against MIM. And this alliance has drawn the ire of your own party leaders like Anand Sharma. Then what exactly are you trying to send a message of? What is this nature of secularism?
Maria, I am here to represent Congress party. I am not here to represent any individual. So I am saying what Congress mean. What is our ideology? I told categorically in your show that this is a left-led alliance. Out of 294 assembly seats, Congress is contesting at 92 assembly seats. Out of those 202 seats, the left is going to share these seats with their partner. I had a counter question that in the last Lok Sabha election, the same group of people today who become communal for the BJP and TMC, the same group of people had supported the TMC. At the same group of people, there are lot many photographs of the top BJP leaders asking them to support them in their individual
Okay.
seats.
Ritu
What
Datta,
happened to
respond.
them at that point of time?
See, first of all, very good evening to Maria. And, coming into this debate, it is a high voltage election in Bengal. And, Congress and CPM are basically fighting for their own, to basically have some sort of relevance in the ground. The fight is actually TMC versus BJP. So I don't mind them fielding, celebrities like cricketers or actors or actresses. Okay. But when you induct somebody like Abbas Siddiqui, who's a religious cleric, so he is not secular, first of all. So Congress is not a secular party anymore. It is a communal party. This fellow is not only communal, he's a misogynist who objectifies women, and above all, he's anti-national. He has said.
So you are saying that the Congress party is now a communal party?
Absolutely, there's no doubt about it. If you induct somebody for your political gain who's a religious cleric and a communal man, and not only that, he's an anti-national, where he is seen on tape saying, I pray to Allah that 50 crore people die in coronavirus.
Yes, what is the justification of his rabid rousing, the openly communal statements that this Abbas Siddiqui has made?
Maria,
so that is the bottom line, Maria. Congress and CPM are fighting.
No, but then in that case, why were your party leaders looking for an alliance with the Congress party? There were several overtures in which TMC backdoor talks were happening that let there be a united front against the BJP. The left and the Congress should be coming together along with the TMC to fight against the BJP. That was, at that time, you were not looking at Congress as a communal party.
No, I'm going to clarify that. We have never asked the Congress or CPM to form any alliance with us. Let me make it very clear as a TMC spokesperson. What the statements that were made was the voters of Congress and CPM are just going to waste their votes in this election if they vote for their individual party. Okay. So we said, why waste your votes?
Professor Gaurav, quick response and then I bring in other panelists.
The democracy.
See, I can only laugh what arguments he is giving. I am asking, if somebody is wrong, how many FIRs were filed by your government in last 5 years against that person? My question is very simple. He is not having any answer, Maria. They are trying कि ये आ जाए तो सही है, वो चले जाए तो गलत है. It is something like this that Suvendu is coming to BJP.
We never politicized
Suvendu is in
Gaurav.
TMC. It is good. Please don't disturb in between. Have some.
No. When you are saying wrong,
the fact of the matter is that, Maria, that both BJP at center and TMC in Bengal have dismal record of the governance. Right now, important issues is the rampant unemployment, dismal economic condition, skyrocket inflation in the country. Everyday commodities are moving beyond the reach of the common people of our country. And he is talking about the communal. I am asking why you took the...
I'm going to bring both of you back in the debate after I have a word from... No, one moment. From Javed Ansari and others. Javed Ansari, since you understand the Congress setup much better, help us understand if there is an interim Congress president who really is taking a call in these alliances, for these alliances, because look at what Anand Sharma said, that these should be approved by the Congress Working Committee. And isn't it true that this alliance, particularly in Bengal, is about this selective approach to secularism and an alliance of multiple contradictions?
Look, let me first state that this is highly ill-advised. The Congress party has done itself great harm by entering into an alliance with elements like this Furfura Sharif chief, Mr. Siddiqui. Having said that, it's also a bit selective to just pick on find fault with the Congress for not going to the CWC, taking permission for this alliance. Where was Mr. Anand Sharma and where were the other critics, the G8, when the Congress party tied up with the Shiv Sena in Maharashtra? It was fine then to tie up with a party which till the other day was as strong, if not stronger votary of Hindutva than the BJP, just because they were able to stop the BJP, so it was kosher. Now that because there is a Mr. Siddiqui involved, so it becomes very wrong. In principle, it is absolutely wrong. The Congress should not have done it.
Okay, one
And
moment.
there is more than
One moment, Javed Ansari. There's a piece of breaking
Papa.
news coming in now. TMC leader Jitendra Tiwari has joined the BJP now. This is the big breaking news coming in. Remember, he had resigned from the TMC. There were efforts to bring him back into the TMC fold. Now he has taken the plunge and jumped the ship, joining the BJP. Kamalika is joining me on the phone line. Kamalika, go ahead. Give us the details.
See, very significantly, Jiten Tiwari, he is the MLA of Pandaveshwar. He is a Trinamool MLA of Pandaveshwar, and he is the former mayor of Asansol Corporation, a very prominent leader in Asansol belt. He is in Boidabati of Hooghly. He has just taken the flag from Dilip Ghosh, president of BJP West Bengal. Jiten Tiwari was supposed to join BJP with Shubhendu Adhikari, and that point of time, Trinamool convinced him to be back in Trinamool. But in last 2 months, in last 7 days, certain things changed. And as we know that Trinamool Congress candidate list is supposed to come out within 2 days after 3rd. So, this thing is going around that since Jiten, he came to know that he will not get the tickets from Pandaveshwar. That's why in last moment he has plunged into BJP. But Jiten Tiwari was in talks with BJP for the last 2 months, and he was supposed to join BJP with Shubhendu Adhikari. But the biggest breaking now before the election is obviously Jiten Tiwari right now taking the flag from Dilip Ghosh, president of BJP West Bengal, in Boidabati now.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. Riju Datta, what exactly is happening? Model code of conduct is in place. You gave us the impression that all is well and that this is an aberration, shifting or jumping of ship of likes of Shubhendu Adhikari and Rajiv Banerjee was an aberration. Look at what is happening. I mean, somebody you tried to hold on to, but he has taken the move. He has taken the plunge.
See, if some people, for their personal gain, or if they are over ambitious and they know that they are not going to get a ticket because they're, for whatever reason whatsoever, and if they want to jump ship, then how can you stop them? In question of the Bengal election, in a high voltage election like this, lot of netas will come and go. But the moral of the story is these netas are not the voters. The voters are the people of Bengal and the booth level cadres who are 100% with Mamata Banerjee.
Are there more TMC leaders in touch with the BJP, and will there be more jumping of the ship now that the model code of conduct is in place? That and much more in just a bit. But Professor Gaurav Vallabh, here are most TMC leaders shifting from the TMC to the BJP. Is the left and the Congress really in the running?
I had asked few questions at the beginning. What are the issues for the people of Bengal? It is the rampant unemployment levels. It is the rising price. It is the dismal economic condition of the Bengalese people. These are the issues. And what issues BJP and TMC is highlighting? BJP is saying, Mata Devi ka koi astitva nahi hai. That is what BJP state chief had mentioned. That Durga Ma, Kali Ma ka koi astitva nahi hai. That is what is there in their head. What BJP's counter? आप जय सिया राम नहीं बोलते, आप जय श्री राम नहीं बोलते. What is our ideology? Our ideology is first of all Jai Shri Ram, then Jai Ma Kali, and after that, please give us the employment. Please reduce the price levels. Please give the good governance to the people of the Bengal. Please remove this Bhai Bhatijawad. Please remove this Gundaism from the Bengal. That is our mindset, that is our ideology. Now it is to the people of Bengal who is going to decide. We hope that there will be a greater pressure on the election commission and other agency to see that level playing field should be maintained and it should not favor the BJP in center and TMC in the state.
Okay.
And if the level
Vivek
playing field is
Srivastava?
going to be provided, we are going to form the
Okay, those visuals now coming in of Jitendra Tiwari, in fact, taking the membership of the BJP in that live event that was happening in the presence of BJP Bengal Chief Dilip Ghosh, and thereafter he's addressing the media. We'll try and connect to get more voice as to what exactly is he saying on ground.
আরে আমি একটা দেশের সর্ববৃহৎ দল এবং পৃথিবীর সর্ববৃহৎ দলের সঙ্গে যুক্ত হলাম। এবার আমার ভূমিকা কি হবে, কিভাবে কাজে লাগাবেন, আমাকে কি করতে বলবেন সেটা দল ঠিক করবে, আমার তো নিজের চয়েস নেই। ওনারা যেটা বলবেন সেটাই করব। আমি বলছি যে আপনারা এত প্রেসের লোকরা 2-3 ঘন্টা আগে থেকে যখন নিউজ চালাতে পেরেছেন তাহলে নিশ্চয়ই তৃণমূলও জানেন। সব কথা কি প্রেসকে?
So that is Jitendra Tiwari, another TMC leader, jumping the ship and joining the BJP. So that is the move that has just happened. Let me get a word from the left representative on the show now, Vivek Srivastava. Vivek, in Bengal, Muslims constitute 27% of the population, and that is the reason why these alliances are being forged there in the state with ISF and others. But look at the shift or the movement that's happening. Jitendra Tiwari and many others who are leaving the TMC are joining the BJP. What exactly is happening with the left? Are you really in the race? Vivek. Vivek Srivastava of the CPI. Vivek, if you can hear me, those visuals that are coming in, this is of course after the Model Code of Conduct is in place, the first leader of the TMC to leave the TMC and join the BJP is Jitendra Tiwari. The question is that any move that's happening is happening from the TMC to the BJP. What about the left? Are you really in the race?
The left is very much in the race. Who says the left is not in the race? The left, the Congress, the Indian Secular Front, we are all in the race together. And this communal politics of the Bharatiya Janata Party is going to be rejected by the people of West Bengal. The narrative that the BJP has been trying to set up in West Bengal is that 80% of the majority community Hindus need to be scared by 14.50% of the Muslim population. You cannot live in a colony that is dominated by Muslims. The Muslim population is growing. This country is going to be annexed by Muslims. It is going to be a Muslim-ruled India. Hindus are in danger. Hinduism is in danger. Hindu Rashtra is in danger. So all this is going to be rejected because on the plank of development, the Bharatiya Janata Party and the government has failed. All I want to ask the BJP is...
Vivek, Abbas Siddiqui has earned the reputation of being a fundamentalist because of his statements that he has made. And he has sway in certain districts which are seen as Muslim majority districts, like Murshidabad, like Malda and Uttar Dinajpur. If this is not based on political calculation, isn't this alliance about getting the Muslim vote? Can you just say that it is not?
Yes, absolutely. Now, I would like to clarify on this. First of all, for the left, the seats come later on. It's our agenda for social change, which comes first. That is why we have never diluted our Marxist principles. And because of which many a times we had to have electoral losses also, but that doesn't really matter. Now, as far as Abbas ji is concerned, very clearly let me tell you three things. Number one, he has never talked of Islamic terrorism or Islamic state. He talks of India and the constitution of India. Number two, he talks of the Hindu-Muslim unity. Number three, very clearly he knows that if the left is over there, it has to be a secular front. It has to be a secular party. You cannot, we do not believe in, religion-based politics, whether it is Hinduism or it is Islam.
No, but isn't it religion-based politics if an alliance is purely based on the sway that particular individual has in Muslim majority districts? This is about religion. This is about getting the Muslim vote.
I'll give you two examples. Late Swami Agnivesh, who is not there right now, who was a sadhu, who used to wear his bhagwa, was a secular, attended rallies of the left and said, "Mere bhagwa ke andar lal rang jada hai. There is more red in my saffron." and he was always against the Bharatiya Janata Party, the concept of the Hindu Rashtra, and believed in secularism. Acharya Pramod Krishnan, okay, from Sambal in Uttar Pradesh, he supports the Congress, he supports the secular front. He may be a saint, he might be having an ashram of his own.
Okay,
but he
Riju
doesn't
Datta, respond.
Yeah.
See, I just want to say that calling a Islamic cleric who openly says that he wants to kill people and he wants to divide Bengal, give me blood and I'll give freedom to Bengal, and calling him secular is an utter joke. I just want to say to Vivek ji and Congress, I just want to reply to both of them. I thought CPM and Congress, irrespective of their ideology is, they are a secular party, but they have become communal. And what was funny to see from their Sabha stage was the first time, people, the CPIM people who believe in the Marxism, they do not do idol worship. They do not believe in gods and goddesses. But the CPM leaders on the stage were saying Assalamu alaikum, and Congress never mentioned Vande Mataram from that stage. So these are the points. And to Gaurav ji, I want to say, in such a high voltage election, when you have hold up Free Front Sabha in the central of Calcutta, where is your national president? He is doing push-ups in Tamil Nadu. That shows how much he is interested in Bengal elections. I know you as a spokesperson have to come here, but where is your national president? He is not even bothered about Bengal. He skipped for
Okay, let me answer.
Okay,
So
Professor Gaurav
questions
Vallabh.
that need to be answered.
Is it becoming difficult for the Congress party to really explain as to why Rahul Gandhi is going to Kerala and going to Tamil Nadu, but not even, he was not even present in that very important show of strength of the left in the Congress and ISF?
Okay. Now, first thing, I just want to know from the gentleman from TMC that when the same Ms. Abbasji was favoring TMC, was supporting TMC, was TMC communal at that point of time? In 2019 Lok Sabha election. Please don't disturb.
Okay, you ask your question.
Please have decency. No shouting. Please have decency.
Okay.
Number one.
Okay.
Was he a communal? Was TMC communal at that point of time? He was supporting openly TMC, carded and openly supporting that please vote for TMC. Was TMC communal at that point of time? Number two, the ISF was formed in the February this year. After forming ISF, was there any communal statement by any ISF leader? My second question. Please think and react. Why you can't discuss with me on the Gundaism which was flourishing in Bengal in last 10 years? Why you can't discuss with me on any governance parameter in Bengal? Unfortunately, Bengal is in the last category of big states.
30 seconds to you, Riju Datta, and then I'll give the final words to Javed Ansari. Go ahead, Riju Datta, quickly.
So my answer to Gaurav ji is, the problem is people living in Delhi do not know the grassroots reality of Bengal. That is the main problem here. You have to understand.
Riju Datta, I'm tired of listening to that again and again. You travel to any state, that is the same thing that is said by those regional party leaders, that you don't understand that particular state because you live in Delhi. That is not an argument anymore. Get to facts. The point being raised by him now, please.
They are talking about Bengal politics to a piece of paper, Maria. You have to understand that Furfura Sharif is a religious site of Muslims in Bengal, and the leaders of Furfura Sharif may have, and they still bless Mamata Banerjee, but we have never politicized Abbas Siddiqui. The day Abbas Siddiqui politicized himself, that was the same day he was fielded by Congress.
Okay, Javed Ansari,
we never paid attention to
MIM and Abbas Siddiqui were in talks in January. There are photos of Mr. Owaisi traveling and holding that meeting, and then of course the talks did not get through, and now this alliance. What exactly is the future of this alliance?
Well, it will continue at least till this election, but I also have it on good authority that even the BJP flew down, or that the current establishment flew down Mr. Siddiqui to Delhi, and they wanted to facilitate a tie-up. I don't know what went wrong, and it didn't happen. He was put up in a guest house here. A caterer was arranged, and there were 6 or 8 of them in that group. I don't know what went wrong. Unfortunately, politics in this country has turned right, not just as far as Muslim right is concerned, but also saffron right. And therefore, most parties are now catering to religious heads.
Okay.
The Congress and the left are trying to woo Mr. Siddiqui. The BJP has Pragya Thakur. and Sakshi Maharaj and Yogi Adityanath in their ranks. So nobody is actually kosher. Nobody is above board as far as this is concerned. And
Thank you so much.
One last point.
Yes.
As far as I would have really believed that the G8's objection is ideological if they had in the first instance also objected to the Congress party's tie-up with the Shiv Sena in Maharashtra.
Fine enough. On that very important point, Javed Ansari, thank you so much for joining us. Vivek Srivastav, Riju Datta, Professor Gaurav Vallabh and Aprajita Sarandhi, thank you so much for joining us. That's all from me. I'll be seeing you tomorrow. Thanks so much for watching.